My fork was halfway to my mouth when my boyfriend looked past me, laughed at his coworkers, and said, "She's the backup girl. My first pick didn't work out and Maren was available." They laughed. I sat there burning. He thought I was his consolation prize. What he didn't know was that the restaurant he picked to impress them was tied to me in a way that could ruin his whole little performance. My name is Maren. I'm 31 years old. I work as the front office manager at a busy family dental practice. I schedule patients, calm people down when they're scared, deal with insurance messes, and somehow remember names, birthdays, and who hates mint polish. I'm the voice people hear when they call in worried. I'm the person who keeps things moving without making a scene about it. Reliable, warm, easy to overlook if you think worth only comes with a fancy title. I'd been dating Landon for 2.5 years. He works as a regional marketing coordinator at a beverage company, which sounds bigger every time he says it. He's not some major executive, but you'd never know that from the way he talks. In public, he's smooth. In private, he chips away at you one comment at a time. When we first met, he chased me hard. Flowers, texts, plans, attention. Then slowly, almost so slowly I missed it, he stopped treating me like a choice and started treating me like the default setting in his life. I grew up with a single dad who worked maintenance jobs. I didn't learn how to demand attention. I learned how to earn it quietly and hope someone noticed. That pattern walked me straight into Landon's arms. I wasn't flashy. I wasn't the woman who turned heads at parties, but I had a connection Landon never knew about, one that could turn his biggest flex into the worst night of his life. If you've been someone's afterthought, if you gave someone your whole heart and they treated you like an option, subscribe to this channel right now. Tell me in the comments, when did you realize you deserved better? Click hype, because this story takes a turn nobody saw coming. Let's go. Landon had just transferred to a higher profile division at work, and he was desperate to look like the fun, polished guy everybody should take seriously. So he planned a dinner at Opal and Vine, one of those downtown places with soft amber lights, expensive plates, live music on weekends, and the low hum of people trying to look effortless. It was the kind of restaurant people posted just to prove they'd been there. He invited 3 coworkers. He brought me 2, but not because he wanted me there. On the way in, while checking his collar in the reflection of the front window, he said, "Just be charming tonight, okay? These people matter. Don't talk about the dental office. It's not exactly impressive." That should have been my warning. It wasn't the first time he'd said something small and sharp, and acted like I was dramatic if I reacted. At dinner, he took over everything. He interrupted me twice before appetizers came. When the server asked what I wanted, Landon answered for me without even looking. "She'll have the salmon." I don't even like salmon. When one of his coworkers asked me what I did for work, Landon smiled and jumped in. "She runs the front desk at a dental office. It's cute." Then one of the guys grinned at Landon and said, "So, how'd you two get together? She's way out of your league, bro." Landon swirled his drink and laughed. "Honestly, she's the backup girl. My first pick didn't work out and Maren was available. Sometimes you just go with what's there, you know?" The table laughed. I froze. A woman named Andrea, one of his coworkers, glanced at me like she knew something ugly had just happened, but she said nothing. Nobody did. I put my fork down and said, "Excuse me, restroom." I got up before my face gave me away. I made it down the hallway near the kitchen where the sound changed. Plates clattered, staff moved fast. My eyes were full, and I nearly walked straight into someone. Hands caught my shoulders. "Maren?" she said. "Maren Ortiz?" I looked up. Vivian? Vivian Rhodes, owner of Opal and Vine. I hadn't seen her in over a year. She took one look at my face and her expression hardened. "What happened? Who made you cry in my restaurant?" He picked Opal and Vine to look important. He had no idea the woman who owned every table, every light, and every microphone in that building was someone who would walk through fire for me. When we got home that night, I confronted him in the kitchen while he loosened his tie like he'd had some great evening. "What you said at dinner was cruel, Maren, calling me the backup girl, saying I was just available. Do you understand how humiliating that was? He didn't look sorry. He looked annoyed. It was a joke, Maren. God, you're so sensitive. I stared at him. A joke? Yes, a joke, he snapped. My coworkers thought it was funny. You're the only one who can't take it. Then he did what he always did. He turned my pain into my flaw. Maybe if you had more going on in your life, you wouldn't obsess over every little comment. I'm trying to build something at this company. Can you just support me without making it about you? That landed exactly where he meant it to. I went quiet. I folded in. And then, to my own disgust, I said, I'm sorry. The second it left my mouth, I hated myself for saying it. Over the next few weeks, he stopped bringing me anywhere. Rooftop party with coworkers? He went alone. Networking happy hour? Alone again. Then he posted pictures online with female coworkers, arms around shoulders, all shiny smiles and city lights. No mention of me anywhere. When I asked why I wasn't invited, he didn't even try to be gentle. These are professional people, babe. I need to network, not babysit. You don't really add anything to those conversations. No offense. No offense. People say that right before they stab you and expect you to thank them for the warning. Then Andrea sent me a screenshot. She had asked Landon where I was, and he wrote back, "She's not really a social person. She gets awkward. I keep her out of work stuff." Under it, Andrea messaged me, "I thought you should see this. I'm sorry." I sat on my couch staring at that screen while the sound of the old ceiling fan clicked above me. Slow, repetitive, mean somehow. It sounded like time wasted. Then came the final cut. I found messages between Landon and his ex, Sienna, the so-called first pick, the woman from his dinner joke. The texts weren't explicit, but they were intimate enough to make my stomach turn. Late-night conversations, compliments, memories. One line said, "I think about what could have been." When I confronted him, he didn't deny any of it. "Sienna and I are just friends," he said. "We have history. It doesn't mean anything. You're the one I'm with, aren't you? Isn't that enough?" I looked at him and said nothing. Then he gave me the line I'll never forget. "You should be grateful I chose to stay, Maren. Not everyone would." This time, I didn't cry. I waited until he fell asleep, sat on the edge of my bed, and texted one person. "You asked me who made me cry in your restaurant? I'm ready to tell you everything." Vivian replied almost instantly, "Come see me tomorrow. Bring your backbone. We've got work to do." He told me to be grateful. Grateful for being someone's second choice, someone's placeholder, someone's backup. But I was done being quiet, and I had someone in my corner he had never even thought to ask about. What Landon never knew, what he never cared enough to learn, was how I knew Vivian Rhodes, the woman who owned the restaurant he was so desperate to be seen in. 3 years before I met him, Vivian came into the dental practice where I work. She wasn't there for a normal visit. She was in trouble. Her restaurant was still in build-out, money was tight, and a major insurance claim had been wrongly denied. The loss was huge, big enough to threaten the opening entirely. She was trying to fight the insurance company alone, and they were burying her in delay tactics and paperwork. Insurance is ugly work, but I know it. I deal with claims every day. Something about the way Vivian looked, proud but exhausted, stayed with me. So I took her case personally. Off the clock, on my own time, I organized records, tracked dates, called adjusters, wrote appeal letters, and pushed until somebody higher up had to answer. It took weeks. I saved her over $85,000 in denied claims. Opal and Vine opened on time because of that work. Vivian never forgot it. She told me, "You saved my restaurant. If you ever need anything, you come to me." Now she's one of the best connected restaurant owners in the city. Chamber of Commerce, event planners, local writers, food influencers, business circles. People know her. Doors open for her. Landon thought Opal and Vine was just a restaurant. To me, it was a promise, and Vivian Rhodes was about to keep it. There was one more person who saw what Landon was doing before I fully admitted it to myself. Dr. Anita Reeves, the lead dentist and owner of our practice. She's in her 50s, sharp as glass, kind in a way that doesn't need a soft voice to prove it. One afternoon, I tried to brush off a dark mark on my wrist when Landon grabbed me during an argument. I mumbled some bad excuse. Dr. Reeves closed her office door and looked me dead in the face. Maren, I've run this practice for 22 years. I've seen women disappear inside bad relationships. You're disappearing, and I won't watch it happen to someone I care about. I broke then. Not loudly, just enough. She didn't push, she just stayed steady. The woman who saved Vivian Rhodes' restaurant, that woman does not need a man who calls her a backup. That woman is the plan. Those words sat in my chest and stayed there. Then Landon got even more arrogant. He announced he was hosting a client appreciation dinner at Opal and Vine for his division. Big night, 25 guests, his boss would be there, key clients too. He wanted impact. He wanted applause. And this time, he told me I was coming.
Wear something nice, he said. Smile a lot. Don't talk about work. Just be pretty and agreeable. He had no idea I had already spoken to Vivian 3 times that week. We had a plan. He was sending invitations with the Opal and Vine logo on them like he owned the place. Meanwhile, the woman scheduling the microphones, the seating, and the flow of the night was someone who knew exactly what he had called me. He was planning his big moment, rehearsing his toast in the bathroom mirror, practicing charm. He had no idea the stage he wanted so badly was about to belong to me. The night of Landon's event, Opal and Vine looked perfect. Candlelight on every table, glasses polished, staff moving like choreography. 25 guests filled the private dining space, including his boss, clients, coworkers, and Andrea. The air carried the sound of low conversation, silverware, and jazz from the speaker system overhead. Everything was arranged for him to look successful. I arrived polished and calm, not for Landon, but for myself. Simple black dress, hair done, shoulders back. I took my seat and waited. Landon was in full performance mode, smiling too wide, touching people's backs, telling stories a little too loudly. He introduced me with a lazy hand wave. This is my girlfriend. That was it. No name at first, just possession. I smiled anyway. Midway through dinner, after the main course had been cleared, Vivian Rhodes stepped onto the small stage where musicians usually played. The room shifted immediately. People knew who she was. She welcomed everyone, thanked them for being there, and spoke about how Opal and Vine like to honor community at private events. Then she said, "Tonight, I'd like to give a special moment to someone most of you don't know well enough. Someone who saved this restaurant before it ever opened its doors." And then she looked right at me. A waiter came to my seat and placed a wireless microphone in front of me. Every head turned. Landon stared at me, confused first, then panicked. His mouth formed the words, "What are you doing?" I stood up and picked up the mic. My voice did not shake. 3 years ago, I said, Vivian Rhodes was in a brutal insurance dispute during the build-out of this restaurant. I work in dental administration and insurance appeals are part of my world. I helped organize her case, fight the denial, and recover over $85,000 in claims. Opal and Vine opened because that battle was won. Vivian nodded from the stage. Every word is true. Then I turned to Landon. You brought me here the first time and told your coworkers I was the backup girl, that I was just available. You told me not to talk about my job because it wasn't impressive enough. But my job, the one you were embarrassed by, saved the restaurant you're standing in right now. Silence. I saw Landon's boss look at him with one raised eyebrow and a face that said everything. I kept going. I'm not your backup. I'm not your placeholder, and I'm not someone you get to shrink so you can look bigger. This is me choosing myself, finally. I set the microphone down on the table and looked at Vivian. Thank you for the stage. She smiled at me. It was always yours, sweetheart. Andrea started clapping. Slow at first, then a few clients joined in. The sound grew. Not loud enough to feel fake, just enough to mark the moment. Landon stood there frozen, face red, mouth open, with no script left. I picked up my clutch and walked out through the front door I had helped keep open in the first place. 2 weeks later, I ended it for good. I packed Landon's things into boxes and left them by the door with a note on top. Go find your first pick. I'm nobody's second choice. His image at work took a hit fast. His boss had heard enough that night to pull him aside the following Monday. The cool, charming act cracked. Andrea confirmed what he'd said about me behind my back. And once people start comparing notes, the truth moves quickly. Vivian offered me a part-time consulting role, helping small restaurant owners handle insurance disputes and vendor contract issues. I took it. It became a second income stream I never saw coming. Then Dr. Reeves called me into her office and gave me a raise and a new title, Office Operations Director. She said, "You've been doing the job for years. It's time the title matched." Now I take myself to dinner sometimes at Opal and Vine, where Vivian keeps a corner booth open for me when she can. I order what I want. I sit up straight. I don't apologize for existing. Landon texted once. I messed up. I read it and put my phone down. That was enough. He called me the backup girl, but backups only matter when the main plan fails, and his whole plan fell apart the moment I picked up that microphone and chose myself. If someone you loved ever made you feel like a second choice, if they introduced you like an afterthought, dimmed your light to make theirs brighter, or told you to be grateful for scraps, hear me. You were never the backup. You were the one they weren't good enough to keep. Subscribe and share your story in the comments. This community sees your worth. Click hype to help this story reach others who need it. If this story resonated with you, please give it a like and click hype to help it reach more people who need to hear it. Your voice matters in our community, especially if you've ever been made to feel small by someone who should have been lifting you up. Share your own experience in the comments below. I'm reading every single one.